Hey there, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brittany with Bits of Brit Leveling Up. I post new videos, or try to post new videos every week about my journey with my physical, mental, financial, and spiritual health. Today's video is going to be a touch on the mental. Just something I'm going through. I'm dealing with it. So, I thought that I would share. As you know, or if you haven't, don't know, welcome to my channel. I have been working on my journey with my healing process of living with intergenerational trauma. I did make a video about that. I'll go ahead and put that thingy right up here. But with my intergenerational trauma and having a lot of acknowledgments with my healing and where I'm going and setting new boundaries and having a bunch of new fun things going on in life. When I say fun, I'm being obviously dramatic and sarcastic. Yeah, sarcastic, sorry. I'm kind of looking at my hair at the different angles as I'm saying this, so I'm like, oh shoot, need to fix it. But anyways, today's video I'm going to talk about my toxic traits. So if you haven't seen my other videos, I'm not going to necessarily post them all up here or back and forth or whatever it is, but I do have videos that I have made about dealing with toxic people and acknowledging toxic people. I'm not saying that everybody has toxic people in their life, but I do feel like they have at least one or two. And I'm not saying that I'm not toxic to some people, because sometimes I do have those friends that I do have toxic behavior. I'm going to root you on for that next shot. I probably should not do that. Obviously, if you're driving, I'm taking your keys. I'm that kind of friend. But I do have toxic traits. And I feel like one of the biggest things with healing is acknowledging your own traits, as well as drawing those boundaries, coming to grips with reality on certain situations, and no longer romanticizing. Those are more of my toxic traits. Sorry, I don't know why I'm being so weird. I guess I'm kind of nervous, and when I get nervous I kind of blurt out and then get kind of weird, so I'm gonna take a second. Well, I did have to take a second to look at my notes because I really forgot what I was talking about. That's another thing that comes with my anxiety, is sometimes it just becomes too much, and then my brain literally starts working overtime and I just forget what I'm talking about for a moment and then have to come back to what I was saying. But anyways, back to my toxic traits. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and open my notes. I'm not going to pause again. But I did want to go ahead and have the most one that I think affects me regularly is my unrealistic expectation of life. I do feel like I romanticize life quite a bit, and I don't mean fairy tale, I'm gonna get swept off my feet by Prince Charming kind of thing. I mean, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I got the hiccups, or the burps, I don't know what that was. But what's my train of thought again? Sorry guys, I don't know why this video is going to be so difficult for me. I'm not editing that out either. So anyways, back to what I was saying. Oh, romanticizing life. So what I mean is with my job, with past stories that I thought were cute and romantic but apparently weren't. My relationships with people that I've reconnected with and rekindled, the unrealistic expectations of where you should be as I know that people in different countries watch this as well, but the American dream, you should be married at a young age and have kids and have the house and have the dream job and all those things. I feel like I tried so hard to follow those kind of guidelines, and I literally have none of those. Okay, that's a lie. I do have my lovely townhome with my husband, and we do have a car that is completely paid off in our names, but there's just, we don't have the dream house and we don't have the kids, not because we haven't wanted them, but because life circumstances don't always work that way. Sorry, I'm kind of fidgety and back and forth because I'm really anxious today. But I did feel like, because I do have a few extra minutes, I am going to go ahead and make this video now. But anyways, so back on track. Another thing is so my husband and I, we were talking back and forth, and then I was talking about this romantic story that I thought was between me and him, and he was like, oh no, that's not how I remember it. And I was like, what? like this romantic story or non-romantic or like this meet cute or whatever you want to call it I had going on in my head, and he was like, no, that's not how I remember it. So I feel like that's a toxic trait of mine, because I'm telling stories that aren't even necessarily like true, like about even my husband and I. Like I had this fantasy like picture in my head about like this situation, and yeah, I'm too embarrassed to talk about it anymore. I'm done. Another thing with that is my past relationships. So with my, you know, family members, like my mom, my dad, my cousin, my siblings, like if we've had fallings out in the past, like I expect, like, once we get back reconnected, I'm like, oh my god, we're the best friends ever, I text you all the time, we know what's going on in each other's life, and we're there if we need to talk. But no, realistically, that's not how any of my family is. And I don't know why I keep hoping and expecting it. Like, I don't know why all of a sudden I'm gonna expect people that, you know, haven't been in my life for the last 30 years or haven't consecutively been there for me in the whole entire 30 years to all of a sudden start being there for me for the holidays and the birthdays and all those things. So, and me being there for them as well. So I don't know, that's a toxic trait that I need to knock out of my life, because I just need to acknowledge that when people say family, it's not necessarily like, blood isn't always family, I guess I should say. Let me just say that. Another thing is that I do tend to get rather excited, and it doesn't matter if it's like excited like, hey, happy excited, or if it's like excited like mad excited. I do kind of say those interchangeably, and I guess I shouldn't say that, because when excited, people automatically think like happy. So I mean those in both ways. Like when I get excited in any way, I cut people off, because when it's in my head like works a million miles an hour, I feel like sometimes, and I just feel like I have to blurt that out, because I just feel like my emotions are so big, I just can't hold them in anymore, and I'm like, oh my god, if I don't get this out, I'm gonna forget it, and then you're not gonna even know what I'm thinking, because I'm already gonna be in a different place by the time I get to it. And as you can tell, I'm starting to talk really fast because I'm getting more anxious as this video goes, because it's already at 7 minutes and I don't even know what I've talked about. So I just need to hurry up and go through my list and be done with this, because I feel like I'm anxious now. Another thing is, like, I expect people to have common sense. I feel like common sense is one of those basic things that everybody should have, but it's common for some people because it's a common situation that they're in. So if they haven't been in the same situation or similar situations as you, what your common sense isn't going to be their common sense, like, if that makes sense. I don't know. I get so mad when my husband says that over and over and over again. Like, does that make sense? Or I can't remember exactly what he says, but something to that gratitude or gravity. And I have been doing the same thing now, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm annoying myself when I talk. Like, I can't even with myself. Okay, I'm just pulling my list over here now. So the other thing is, like, wearing my heart on my sleeve. So when, like I mentioned, like when people hurt me, it's hard for me to not let you know that you hurt me, and a lot of the times it comes out as anger, because I don't like people getting so close to me that their actions genuinely affect me. And I know that's a thing with the intergenerational trauma. Like, I don't want people to be close to me. I don't want to have to lose people, because I don't want to go through that pain and that hurt. And I have very few people that I genuinely feel that way about, and I feel like that's a bad thing. Like, I need to probably work on that as well, and so that's why it's on the list. And so I need to do that. I guess it's good to wear your heart on your sleeve in a certain point, so that people aren't guessing like what you're going through and kind of like try to figure out or read you and then misread you. I don't know. I'd rather be honest with people. And then another thing is that I have unrealistic expectations for some people, because I expect them to have, like I mentioned, the common sense thing, and when they don't have the common sense, like, it's just rather frustrating to me. And so I expect them to be, I don't even know how to explain it, because I'm not saying like unrealistic like expectations. I feel like if you're an adult, you should be working and paying your bills. Like, there's no reason for you not to be, unless you physically can't, you're injured, and then you're on Social Security, and I don't know. I just feel like that's a general thing that I grew up with. Like my grandma, she is 86 as of a few days ago. Wow, crazy to think. Maybe a week ago. Yeah, about a week ago. She's 86 and she literally was working all the way until I think 68. I don't know. Don't quote me. Don't quote me because I have no idea. I can't really remember honestly. But anyways, so that's the person that I like got my work ethic off of. So yeah, at this point I'm just rambling, so I just need to stop. I just wanted to come on here and acknowledge that we all have toxic traits, and I am acknowledging mine and I am working on those. I do feel like it's one of the big things in healing. I did not say in the disclosure, but I should have. I am not a doctor. I am not making any recommendations. I am not telling you to do anything, and I'm not prescribing anything. I'm just saying what I am doing. So if you like what I'm doing, please like this video, even though it was all over the place. Like I mentioned, don't even really know what I said in it. So I need to stop doing that and start planning out my videos, because I feel like sometimes I don't get across what I want to say, and then I'm like, shoot. Now I really have to make a part 2, but now I don't want to because I still kind of feel emotional. I'm talking about my intergenerational trauma video. But anyways, I do appreciate you being here. Like I mentioned, if you do like this video, please give a big thumbs up. It does help people come to my channel. If you did not like this video, I am very sorry, and I do hope that I do make something that you like. I do have other videos. I'll go ahead and link those up here. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, and if you don't have the notification or the bell on, please turn that on, because like I mentioned, I don't have a set date that I have been posting because I don't want to commit to something and disappoint people. So that's honestly it. But I do appreciate you being here, and I will see you next time.